Good morning, guys. This is a quick voice check before we begin. Let me know if you guys can hear me a-okay. Is the music too loud? Is it too soft? I will be reducing it a tad bit before we begin, but give me a heads up if it's fine already. How's the voice now? Hey Marin, how's it going, bud? Alright. Alright, so I made a few more adjustments to the mic. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Make sure to hit the likes, guys. Show Mango some love. Hit the like button, especially if you are planning on watching the entire stream. Jesus. How's it going, Vic? I appreciate that, Mark. Really, really appreciate that, man. Alright, so what do you guys want to talk about today? Let's have some fun today. I came across something really funny today that made me like shake my head. And guess what? Guys, I'm not sure whether it's appropriate to be talking about these kind of things on stream. But hey man, some things just need to be said. It's my duty. Almost, especially for people who do watch other channels, people from Mango who do watch other channels. I think it's my responsibility to speak my mind, but at the same time, I don't want to be, you know, calling anyone out. Again, I don't know enough to be saying anything, and again, things could be misrepresented to me, etc., etc. But I'm just gonna talk about a couple of things that I think you guys need to stay vigilant on at the very least. I'm not going to take any names. I'm going to try not to. But Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. Again though, all of this information is being relayed to me and it could be misrepresented, etc., etc. I just don't have the time, so... But what I'm going to be doing in this stream is going to be talking to you guys about what not to do. Okay, this is going to touch on that very, very quickly, and then we're going to talk about a couple of ideas that I have in terms of what Bitcoin might do, what the crypto market might do, etc., etc. For the most part, we'll be talking about Bitcoin though today, and then we're going to be not talking about the crypto market as a whole. But we're going to be talking about Ethereum, Luna, mooning Luna. Luna is named after the moon, so it's going to moon. And we're going to be talking about Cardano. And what else? Yeah, Solana. Just give you guys a quick update on it. I am leaving on vacation, by the way, in 5 days. No, actually less. So, won't be seeing you guys for at least a week, somewhere around there. But yeah, let's make this week count. Plan C for BTC. Oh man. Hey Siddharth, how's it going, man? Julian is in here, Mark is in here, Morales in here, Vic is in here, Alvaro is in here, Chauvin should be in here. Where the hell is Chauvin? Chauvin, you better be in here, man. Chauvin is in here. He says good morning day. I see him. Samson and Tana in here as well. Nice. Should we wait for anyone else or just Lucas? How's it going, bud? Take all the time you need, man. Vacation is the best. Yeah, it's one of the biggest reasons I quit the corporate world. No one's gonna tell me when I get relaxing time, man. No one tells me, oh, you get only 3 weeks of vacation a year. If I want to work all year, I'm going to work all year. If I want to take a vacation for 6 months of the year, I'm going to do that as well. Like the wise man and great philosopher Bon John Jovi once said, "It's my life." Alvaro, once you start doing this like as a profession, trading seems like one big vacation. Every day is a weekend, man. Lucas, where are you from, man? Bosses are not known to be generous with vacation time. We should probably start at least the video bit of the thingy, since I'm chatting with you guys anyways. So with that, let's get this week started. Good morning, guys. My name is Sean Dexter. Welcome you back. I welcome you back to the Mango live stream. Oh man, today is gonna be a stream where we talk about nothing and everything at the same time. I do have a chart open up here of Luna. This trade went well. I didn't take the trade, but I hope you guys did. Those of you who did I post this trade setup in the Grove as well, or was it just seed? I think it was just seed. But yeah, this was one of the most predictable trade setups that you can find, especially on altcoins. Altcoins trade a lot more predictably than Bitcoin. But yeah, we have a lot to talk about today. We're not going to be starting with Luna, unfortunately. We're going to be starting with Bitcoin. I know a lot of you guys want to talk about your altcoins. It's not going to change my life, guys. Bitcoin's not going to change my life. Altcoins will change your life. Until it dumps on you. Altcoins can change your life as long as you sell into Bitcoin. Yeah, man. Ted has been freaking nailing it on Luna. I mean, if you guys remember the thesis we had on Bitcoin, did you guys watch the video over and over and over again? You just need to watch it twice, max. But what was the thesis? No, I'm not just talking about the move towards the downside. What we were looking for, the overall play. The Netherlands, but I meant that I'm an entrepreneur as well and can decide whenever. Oh, nice. Good for you, buddy. Good for you. Zahi says, good morning. We're back at you, man. Ascending triangle in the monthly was one of the plays, exactly. But what else? Mark says I'm unemployed, so I get to decide when I take my time off as well. Yeah, says the guy who's like, oh man, I'm too busy to play DBD today because I gotta do a presentation for work that I'm not getting paid for. We try not to reveal that on stream. Most of the OG Mongolians know, but since people don't know how to behave when pertaining to Krusha, we decided to be a little bit more safe in that matter. Chauvin, you can't tell him that, man. The entire genius of creating a bot like Mock is to let him think that he has his own intelligence and his own will. As long as he continues to believe that he has his own will, we can get away with, tweaking him and making him do what we want him to do. So, shh. Gotta keep that hidden. Hidden divergence. This is what you do, Tan. this is what you do: funnel a consistent consistent amount of your salary, of course, in a safe and financially responsible manner into Bitcoin, right, as your savings device. And eventually, as long as currency keeps depreciating, you're going to be able to borrow against your Bitcoin at favorable interest rates in your country. I believe you are in the east side of the world, where interest rates may not be as low as the west side of the world, but eventually interest rates will get down pretty low in the east side of the world too. And either way, right, regardless, you're going to be able to borrow against your Bitcoin at very, very favorable rates considering the inflation rate, and you'll always outperform your cost of interest, cost of capital. And that's how you get to be financially independent without even having to trade, for that matter. That's what Bitcoin is giving a lot of people at this current juncture. Bitcoin isn't there yet, right? Because not everybody has access to 1% interest rates. Right, collect Bitcoin, man. Collect Bitcoin. How are you guys feeling about the charts today? So yeah, let me. I want you guys to know. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what you guys think. Is this a sell the dip, sell the pump, or is it buy the dip kind of opportunity right now in the markets? What do you guys think? Alvaro thinks it's buy the dip. Interesting. You weren't feeling so sure about that a couple of days ago. What changed? In fact, you were feeling quite the opposite, right? Bitcoin recovery so far, so good. But will people sell into 53K? And if people do sell into 53K, will they be scrambling back to be buying 53K? Yeah, no, man, Chauvin, I got out of that trade a while ago. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when we lost the 2-day dynamic. You made me remember, my man. Yow, says Krisha. How's it going? Guys, should we peer pressure into Krisha coming on stream? How about we peer pressure Krisha into coming into my studio right now and giving me a kiss on my cheek? Krisha? If you guys want Krisha to come and kiss me on my cheek, let's get the likes up to 40 likes. We need only 11 likes. Krisha doesn't like streaming with you guys. She thinks you guys don't pass on enough likes and subscribes onto the stream. She's like, these guys aren't worth my time. No, she doesn't say that, guys. She's gonna hate me for putting words in her mouth. Go give the Pope a kiss. Oh, go give a proper kiss. I read that as go give the Pope a kiss. I'm like, that sounds like Samson. I think Bitcoin is about to have a little pumpy action soon. It's doing that weird diagonal accumulation on the lower time frame that it see. Oh my man, Mark. So it seems like I've been programming my knowledge into this bot pretty well. It seems to be reading the markets now approximately as I would, but still a tad bit amateurish. So this is what Mark is talking about, guys. This is what the bot is talking about. This is a reminiscent of pressure being added onto short positions. All right, and shots essentially reducing their position, their exposure, or getting out of the positions before we see a. Now this doesn't mean we're going to see continuation on the move. If we do see a pump towards the upside, because eventually shorts do feel enough pressure where enough shots capitulate out of the positions at the same time, and you see a move towards the upside. But that move is going to be running into that 53k, 54k level, right? That people are talking about. The big question is now, when more shots start entering into that level, will those shots start feeling pressure as well, or will they be rewarded? Markets move. Listen to me. All right, look into my eyes while I say this. Markets move in impulsive directions primarily because of short or long exposure. All right, when either one of the inventory positions start having too much exposure, that's when markets have a explosive move. Okay, usually supply and demand imbalances are catalyzed because of one side having too much exposure, confident exposure that is not being resolved in the other direction. So that's what we saw at 6.9k, 7k. One of the reasons I knew that we were going to have such a big move, by the way, was because I was short too, right? One of the reasons why I wasn't being stubborn was because I was like, damn, if I'm short and I'm invalidated in my position, let's think about all of the traders who are too stubborn to be invalidated and exit their position. They're going to be fueling this move towards the upside. I don't want to be caught on the wrong side. I want to be part of that side, right? So now again, we're not in that situation right now because one, I'm not short. So you guys might be asking, why are you not short, Sean? I should have been short when the mango freaking wine 12 hour told us to go short. I told you guys I'm going to regret not going short there, and I do regret not going short there in hindsight. But we can talk about a lot of things that are getting interesting now. Or we could just go on vacation and say, who the hell cares about any of this? Because bull market support bands. That's all that matters. Bull market support bands. And if you're underneath the bull market support bands, it's accumulation time. Because who the hell cares? I have no accountability to my community. I'm just going to say bull market support bands. Hey, how's it going, Philippe? Beautiful eyes. Thank you, man. Thank you. Look at me. I'm the Ichimoku now. That's Ted Sheet's favorite moment from the last stream. Sean, please can we have a chat room to discuss dashboard findings? That is such a good idea. That is even a better idea than bull market support bands. Who needs to trade, man? Why do we need to trade? Just support band that shit. And hey, if the band fails, add another rubber band underneath it. That's how you trade. Because it's A-okay, man. It's A-okay. It's A-okay. So if the bull market support band fails, right, let's say we break it, all you do is change colors of your brush. How do you do that, guys? See, I'm not a good enough trader to do that. All right, it's right here. All you do is change colors. I think you got to draw it first. All right, let's change it to orange and say, it's all right, guys. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. Everything's okay. We're not wrong because there's another band. Oh, wait, my face in front of the chart. Oops. There we go. There you go. So we can use our professional trading tools to recreate that. So let's say we have our bull market support bands, right? Not this one, these two. If we lose these bands over here, we can always draw in another band. No problem, guys. Bull market support bands. They're unbeatable, man. They're unbeatable. They're unbeatable. Because if Bitcoin breaks again and comes down lower, these support bands, they are freaking resilient. They are so resilient that they'll show up underneath and support band Bitcoin. Here's the thing, man. Here's the goddamn thing. This shit is not tradable, right? You can't, it's not actionable. It's not actionable. And okay, now again, okay. Someone sent me a PM saying, Sean, technically, the bull market support band is not broken. I'm like, oh. So Chauvin was wrong, because Chauvin told me it was the 21 EMA and 21 MA, one of those two. I'm like, whoa, man. This goddamn Chauvin giving me misinformation, right? And then the guy sends me a screenshot of the new bull market support band. So Chauvin was not really wrong, okay? It's just that I guess he missed one of the bands that showed up dynamically, and they were underneath price. I'm like, oh, what do you know? Bull market support bands. So when you go ahead and find a new EMA or a new MA and put it onto your chart after the fact, that's not freaking trading, all right? That's not trading, and that's not actionable. And that, in my opinion, is very, very, very irresponsible, because you're going to go ahead and give your community bad habits, bad trading habits. Even if it's investment advice or whatever, man, you can't do that. Like, you know what? You know what's good to do is just say, hey, we lost something that we thought was supposed to hold. Things are looking bad now, okay? Because either I was wrong on my thesis, which is fine, right? Like, we are always wrong over here at Mango, and we say, hey, we were wrong. We got chopped out. We got freaking bull trapped and bear trapped. I bought here, man, guys. I bought there, right? It happens, right? You can be wrong. The thing, you know what's responsible to your freaking community is saying, okay, it did not go our way, but we got to risk manage, because either we were wrong on our read of the market or things are actually bad. Now, I don't believe things are bad, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys why, because we said we're going to have this and then that and then this and then that, right? And so far things are playing out, okay? But they don't have to. But you can't freaking draw another EMA underneath price, man. You can't draw another EMA underneath price. I'm sorry. No. You know what? This calls for, I'm going to add video captured. Wait. I'm not prepared for this. I am not prepared for this. I'm going to do this really quickly. Okay, video capture device. There we go. Does that work? No. Okay. There we go. Got it. All right. Let's do this. No. Do not ever do that, guys. Don't add a new freaking support line underneath your invalidation point. Don't add another EMA. Don't add another resistance. Don't do shit. Don't change anything about your trade. If you're wrong, you're freaking wrong. Get out of your goddamn trade. You're invalidated. It's over. Alright? If you want to re-enter after exiting, but don't ever do that kind of shit. Alright. Needed to be said, man. It needed to be goddamn said. Cause screw that shit. God damn. Man, and then on top of that, and technically, guys, if you switch to total 2 or something market cap, I don't know. Again, this information might be being misrelayed to me. But if you switch to another chart and then you put on your bull market support bands, everything is fine. We held. Your leverage account does not care, man. Your leverage account does not care. Okay? If you went long based on the bull market support bands and you lost it, you got to be responsible to yourself, to your account, to your family. Just take the L. I posted an L that I took on a trade on the seed chat just a couple of days ago, right? In the seed chat, I'm like, guys, this is an example of how you take your loss, right? Got invalidated. The market came up to give us a retest. I took the L on the trade and moved on. Okay, I'm not going to get stubborn. I don't want to be right. I don't want you guys to be right either. You know what I want? I want to make money. I want you guys to make money too. And this is not how you do it, guys. This is not how you make money. All right? If you want to just trade Bitcoin going up over the long run, just buy whenever, lock it up, and you don't even need to look at the chart. Just look at the monthly, right? And trend structure. You don't need bull market support bands or anything like that. You can just keep things simple. This is Bitcoin, right? Yeah, this is Bitcoin. There you go. No, this video is not being uploaded again. I'm going to get into so much trouble for this video. I can tell. I'm going to get all the fanboys and all the haters coming up to me and giving me a lot. I mean, the last time I barely even said anything and I got freaking so many PMs, people telling me I'm wrong and trying to defend it. It just got worse for me. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, this is worse than I thought. Oh man. Well, the people who don't spend the time to watch, or the people who don't watch Mango to begin with, those aren't the people I want this message to be sent to, right? It's the people who watch Mango and also watch the wrong information that I want to protect. I mean, again, I could be wrong. I could be completely misguided, but I'm willing to be corrected. If you guys think I'm wrong in my ideas on how we need to admit we are wrong, that's all I'm trying to say over here. Is I think the true difference between a trader and just someone putting out forecasts that don't mean anything and they aren't trading it's that they don't know the importance of being wrong. It's about preserving reputation and being right. Like, what have any of you guys got from trying to be right in the markets? Nothing, right? Nothing. The markets don't care about you being right, dude. No. And the thing is, your investors or your community, they are trading the market, all right? They can tell you that it's a long-term hodl and it is a investment for 5 years from now, but they're not watching your videos daily because they're investing. If you're investing, why the hell would you watch a daily video, right? It shouldn't matter. Daily fluctuations of price don't matter. You think Michael Saylor is watching daily Bitcoin analysis? No, he doesn't freaking care, because he's actually put in a position for 10 years from now. There's a difference between trading and freaking forecasting. Sean, are you okay? What do you mean? I'm fine. How's it going, Ajesh? All right. Should we start with some actual analysis, or do we go on? Sean, have you seen Michael Saylor's interview with... What? Michael Saylor did an interview with Benjamin. Why do I do this? Why do I do any of this? Alright. I understand Michael Saylor's goal is to spread the word. So Popes does not want any analysis. That's a first. Alright. You guys want to play TBD? I don't know who these people are. Just support, no analysis, just support bands. Oh god. Okay. No, guys. There are people who come onto Mango to actually learn, and we've just been shit talking. Best recent Saylor interview was last week. Oh, dude, Julian, I watched that one. I actually watched that one. So another really great Saylor interview was with, if you're interested, I know Sherwin and you will be interested in this one. Another great Saylor interview was with the author of the book Bitcoin Standard that I've yet to read too. Do you guys know who I'm talking about, right? His podcast name, I believe, is Bitcoin Standard. No, Raoul Paul, with the other guy. So the guy who wrote Bitcoin Standard. What's his name? How am I forgetting his name? Jesus Christ. I think that interview, Julian, was actually really, really good. Sefadine. Hey, Wout. That's not Wouts, right? That's Wout. It's a new Wout. Hey man, welcome to the Mango community. Do you guys know what's great about Michael Saylor? He's literally coming up with ideas during his interview. That's why I watch him so much. There are very few people that I look at and say, Jesus, this guy is effing smart. Very few people. There are a lot of people we can learn from, right? A lot of people who are really hardworking, etc., but very few people who impress me and make me go, holy shit, that's not something I would be able to do. I'm not trying to be cocky here. It's just how I filter out my learning process, right? Saylor is a really smart guy. He is a very, very smart guy. Like, Jesus Christ smart. And very few people who are interviewing him understand how smart he is. Because some of the questions they ask, some of the questions, or the way they respond, you can tell to be as smart as Sailor and to have the patience he has is remarkable. Okay, all right guys, stop distracting me. We gotta do some Bitcoin TA, man. Because if we don't do Bitcoin TA, how are we gonna get to Cardano? And all of this is about Cardano at the end of the day. All right? Because if Bitcoin doesn't do well, Cardano will not be able to save the world. We need Bitcoin to do well so Cardano gets a chance to save the world. So with that, we're going to be starting with our Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin time, guys. Bitcoin analysis underway. We're going to start with a recap of the analysis that we did before this entire meltdown or capitulation. If you guys did miss the analysis, I did extract it from the stream and post it as a separate video called Bitcoin, a BTFD opportunity may come very soon. Coincidentally, we talked about $42,000 being that level, and what do you know, Bitcoin actually came down to $42,000, but that was only the first part of the analysis. We also talked about the second half, and now I'm going to tell you guys how we came up to that analysis, how we came up to that number of $42,000 and what we're looking for next. Okay, so we're going to start right over here with the 2-day chart on the Ichimoku. I'm going to go ahead and reduce the music for a tad bit, guys. For those of you on stream, I do apologize. And yeah, so again, over here, we're going to be looking at the 2-day time frame on Bitcoin. Okay, BTC USD right over here with our Ichimoku template on. And in particular, we're looking at a few things. We're looking at this 200 moving average along with the Kumo twist, right? The combination of the two gave us a zone of essential demand, right? That's where price is likely going to find equilibrium. Price is going to get sucked into because of the Kumo twist, and 200 moving average coming right underneath there is likely going to be a bid opportunity. Very, very similar to how we saw the Kumo twist over here coming down to the Kijun, right? And this bid opportunity over here, that trade we did not take. I liked this one a lot better. It was a higher probability trade, and you guys can see that the market built it up as well. As soon as we came down there, it did not last. It was only the people who were in the know, people who were ready, waiting for that opportunity that took that trade. There was no hesitation. Because it was known that once it comes down there, it's not going to last very, very long, right? We talked about that in the video as well, saying that when it comes down there, we're expecting a wick. Okay, one of the biggest reasons we were prepared for that trade, though, right, let me go ahead and hide this again, was essentially the 2-day mango dynamic. Okay, this is how you use your holistic indicators, or rather use all your indicators in conjunction holistically to come up with your trade ideas. We saw that much like in this area over here when we lost the mango dynamic, we wanted to remain cautious to bearish, right? You could have honestly even gotten bearish over here because the 12-hour dynamic flipped red as well, and we said we're going to regret not shorting it. And what do you know? That was a really, really good short opportunity if you did take it, right? But the key thesis where we got out of our trades, our bullish trades, and started looking for the big bid opportunity was because of this idea over here. Lost the mango dynamic on the 2-day. We'd have loved for it to be reclaimed and for Bitcoin to go towards the upside, right? But we're not going to say, hey, bull market support bands, we're going to stay bullish. No, we're going to stay cautious. We're going to trade like traders, because having a leverage trade open and having a bull market support bands all the way down over here and getting wrecked and then coming up with excuses as to why it's all A-okay is not feasible. You're going to lose your entire account. So if you're wrong on your trade, and our thesis was that we're going to stay bullish as long as we're above the 2-day dynamic, and if we lose it, we get out of our trades. You're wrong. It's over, right? Then we look for the next trade opportunity. And again, you can be very binary in that, okay, I'm going to buy here, because especially when you have a capitulation like this, that's almost like 40% from the highs, you can buy and just lock it away by all means. But if it's a leverage trade, it can't be that simple. Okay, you can't have a trade that says, hey, I'm just going to buy and bull market support bands. No, you can't say that. No. Okay, you gotta say, okay, I'm buying. When am I wrong? You always need to know when you're wrong when you're on a leverage trade, because the market's not forgiving. If you get complacent on when you're wrong on a leverage trade, the market will liquidate your account because you don't know when to get out. You're just like floundering around like a headless chicken while everyone's taking your money. All right, the people who are more prepared, who are more diligent, will take your money. Okay, so now we enter this trade, right? We got to have a plan as to, let's say none of this happened. Okay, now these green candles happened. We got to have a plan as to when we're wrong, when we're taking profits, etc., etc., etc. Everything needs to be already predetermined before you even enter the trade. And what we were looking for particularly was the so we got the 2-day 200 moving average bounce, right? We got the 2-day 200 moving average bounce. Now at this point we said, okay, this is a support and resistance play. This is not a trend trade play, because as much as we love trend trading over here at Mango, there's no trend trade to be had just because you bounce on a trend indicator. The 200 moving average is a trend indicator, but you treat it like a support band. Okay, the bull market support band. You treat it like a bull market support band, but you don't trend trade it. You got to support and resistance trade it, because that's what it is. It's as good as a diagonal support and resistance line. Underneath it, right? Underneath it, you are bearish. Above it, you are on your bull trades. But remember, we said we're going to be treating it like a support play, support and resistance play, and not a trend play. So where do we take our profits? Where do we take our profits? So the idea was, okay, we are not going to take entire profits. We're going to take a portion of our profits, a significant portion, because this is still a downtrend. And then we're going to look for signs to see whether this would turn into a trend trade. Okay? Do you guys understand that? Okay? In a hunt for a trend opportunity in the future, we're going to hold on to some of the trade. Okay? Take profits on the rest, because as soon as you hit your resistance, you need to take your support and resistance trade off the table. Leave some of it, okay, that won't hurt you if price comes back down, to turn into a trend trade. That's the idea. So where do we take our profits? Well, we're looking at a 2-day here, right? Where would our most immediate level come to? Let's clear out everything. Let's clear out the Ichimoku. Just looking at structure right now, you mark out these candles over here, right? You can see how right over there, these are essential key pivot points. When we broke towards the upside, we had the uptrust, and look at that, the market actually defended it. Okay, now remember, we traded it. I'm going to go ahead and delete my scribbles. We traded it as a resistance. Okay, remember, we had a 200 moving average coming in from underneath here, like this, something like this, right? So we traded from here to here as support and resistance. Okay, but the market defended it as support, right? We traded it as resistance. So we were looking at this as resistance. We took our profits. The market defended it as support. That's one of the reasons, or one of the things you look for to turn that portion of your trade into a trend trade. But remember, it's only a portion. So now I'll be looking to hunt for a higher low. Remember, we still have a lower high. I'm looking for the first higher low to get set in, possibly a structure like this now, a flat second lower high, or maybe even a higher high if things go really well, another higher low, and then we have our reversal, right? So a W-like formation is what you're hunting to build as a trend trade. This takes patience, of course. You've got to build it slowly and surely. We don't even know if it's going to be right. If we come down and take out this low immediately, that's it. That's over, okay? You've got to get out of that trade. So we were essentially looking for, one, we took our profits at around 48,000, 49,000, and two, we're looking for that level to hold if we are going to actually reverse. Okay, now this doesn't need to technically hold depending on how structure gets put in place, but be nice if it does. It'd be really, really nice if it does. Okay, so that's only if you're looking for the bull trades. If you're looking for the bear trades, of course, we're looking for this. So far, do you guys understand me? I'm going to take a sip of my water. What timeline should we be on? At Mango, we like to play the longer time frames, exactly. So you want to be using multi-time frame analysis usually, but that's a little bit more advanced for newer traders. I recommend sticking to, if you're a new trader, stick to 2 time frames at most, so like the daily and the weekly, and confine your trade ideas to those 2 time frames, right? So over here at the moment, we are essentially using the 2-day, the weekly, and the monthly as our thesis. Okay, so again, to quickly recap, we're looking to buy the 2-day, looking to take profits on a bounce, did that part of the trade. Now we're looking to start building a trend trade. Our current position is not even meaningful, right? Remember, we took like 80% of our profits off the table. 20% is essentially just to make it easier for us to be bidding the high lows through a momental perspective. It's not much, but again, we're looking to turn this into a trend trade if the market gives us that opportunity. Now, what do we have next? Okay, here we're looking at the weekly. And a couple of things I do want to point out to you guys. Firstly, it was this rising channel, okay, that we broke towards the upside. I'm going to go ahead and hide the horizontals quickly. Hide the Ichimoku too. This rising channel we broke towards the upside. Oh, sorry, we broke towards the downside. And the measured move, I believe, lined up somewhere around here at the 200 2-day moving average as well, which we've essentially met, and we bounced off it. Now the big question is, do we reverse from here? Do we break back into that rising channel, or do we put in a downtrend? What do you guys think? From looking at this picture, what would you guys be expecting to see? That's good to hear, Mark. Good to hear that the foundations are really seeping into you now. What does sideways mean though, Alvaro? What does sideways mean? On what time frame? Because what if price just, like, would this be sideways? Eventually going up? Because this could lead us all the way into late Feb. Retest of the bottom of the channel. Okay, cool. So we can work with that, Murali. We can work with that. Would you actually look for a retest all the way to essentially this area over here then? Like 57,000? Is that actionable? Because that's a diagonal line, right? You need something actionable. What would be actionable? What would you use as an actionable level to trade the bottom of the channel? Kevin Davies has slowly worked its way back up. Okay. Philippe says, I think he means $44,000 would line up with the 200 moving average if it comes down onto... Okay, so Philippe, what I want you to do now is try to let go of the idea that you missed the wick. Okay, let go of it. Okay, don't focus on price only coming down. Because just because you want something to happen doesn't mean it's going to happen. It may happen. Which will be great. But doesn't need to happen. Okay, and one of my weaknesses in the past was like when I miss an opportunity, I would want to get that second opportunity, and I'd miss out on other opportunities because I missed a initial opportunity. So forget that. All right. I would look for a horizontal. Mark has the right answer there, guys. Okay. The bot had the right answer. Julian says, I think the first challenge is we need to get back above the 12-hour dynamic, as that has been resistance for 3... You're cheating though, Julian. Not everyone has access to the 12-hour dynamic, to the dynamic in general, right? You're cheating. But yes, that is a very good answer. Yeah, that has the 12-hour dynamic is literally guiding price down. I want to say that the 200 moving average in the key June, horizontal in July on the 2-day lineup. All right. So 52k resistance. So you guys see this low over here, right, which is lining up to what Chauvin just said as well. So Mark is right. Let's look for horizontal, something more actionable, right? And that is that $53,000 wick over here. The week before the capitulation, we had a wick low that could be played off essentially. If you're a price action trader, you're looking at the previous, if you're looking for a breakout trade or breakdown trade in this case, you're looking at the wick low and you're like, if that wick gets taken out, I'm adding to my short position or I'm going heavy short, right? That wick low was also lining up well with this rising channel. Okay, if you're drawing it like this, it also lined up with what, guys? With what? Do you guys remember historically towards the upside? What was the level I kept harping about over and over and over again? You don't ever forget those historical levels that were so important to you on the way up, because, and I've said this to you guys before in the past, those same levels are going to be very important on the way down. Okay, and if you're consolidating, right, those levels are going to come up over and over again, because that's how, you know, you see traders trade volume profile and order blocks, etc., etc. You're going to see that everything derives from this idea that those previous levels that were so important come back historically to be important over and over again, and that's how you get your point of control, right? Those levels end up being where a lot of transactions take place. A lot of volume was traded around those levels because people went short, people went long, areas were flipped, people went short, people went long, areas were flipped back, people went short, people went long. A lot of transactions, a lot of positions flipping back and forth, right? A lot of trade ideas flipping back and forth. So that 53k level has come back, right, to be very important to us. So on the way down it was important, on the way up it's going to be important. Now let's turn on our Ichimoku. What do you know? The Tenkin is coming up over there this week. This week it's sitting at 52,411. If you guys remember our analysis from last week, before the breakdown, what were we looking for on that 200-day moving average? Philippe probably remembers. Julian probably remembers. Sherman's probably forgotten. Mark is a bot, so everything's just drilled into his head. But we were looking for 200-day moving average bouncing and price closing above the Tenkin, right? We got that. We got exactly that, which is why this is a very tricky situation. We got the bounce and the close above the Tenkin, but we freaking opened underneath, right? Here's where it gets really, really interesting, because now the Tenkin is resistance. People are likely going to be shorting the Tenkin. There's going to be a sell pressure coming into that Tenkin. So how do you trade this, right? How do you trade this? You got to be a little bit more cautious over here. The best way to look at this now is to essentially mark out the Tenkin, the current Tenkin level, which, by the way, is going to move up next week. Okay, it's going to move up next week and likely going to line up perfectly with this wick low over here at 53,593, right? But for now, let's stay objective and mark out the zone over here. If price can close above the zone next week, that's going to be a really, really good sign, because we're likely going to close above the Tenkin and open above the Tenkin too, right? Fingers crossed. That's going to be a really, really good first sign. Do you guys get that? Bouncing off the 200-day, 200 moving average, tick, check mark, all right? Closing above the Tenkin, check mark. But we opened underneath the Tenkin, X mark, okay? So now we're looking for this to close above the Tenkin to get that confidence to build that trend trade. Okay, until then, we have to be a little bit more, this good. I mean, how many days do we have in this week? We have 5 days in this week, right? Let's zoom into the daily time frame over here. We can start, look at that. That's the daily Tenkin too, by the way. Daily Tenkin resistance, right? I was essentially going to be talking about this very idea where we essentially put in a resistance, or rather low high on the weekly Tenkin on the daily time frame, which happens to be the daily Tenkin as well. So, sorry. I was looking for a daily lower high against the weekly Tenkin, which happens to line up with the daily Tenkin too. So let's say we put a lower high here. Maybe we shoot up a tad bit and touch this zone this week. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe just put in the low high here. Either way, I'll be looking for a lower high. And then something like this. The bullish thing that we see is that this horizontal over here, guys, on the daily time frame gets defended. Okay, we wick underneath, yes, we could wick deep underneath it, but defend the low against this low and close above, and then start putting in the consolidation. That's what we're looking for. We want the bulls to show us that they're holding this daily time frame over here. If we get that $49,000 candle close level held, this daily is going to start looking good. That lower high is essentially going to turn into a potential high to flip into a high. Could we not see a test of the weekly Kijun, asks Ajesh. So we talked about the weekly Kijun level, right, Ajesh? We talked about it on this, on prior to the dump. The weekly Kijun is a level that is lining up with the psychological level perfectly as well. Top of the cloud, etc., etc. $40,000. A lot of eyes were on it. It was a very, very obvious level to be looking for a bid, but the 2-day 200 moving average was there already, right? It was slightly above it at $42,000. When they're coming down from a level all the way at $69,000, right? You're looking at almost a 40% dump to get to 40,000. It's just a few percent more, right? If I was a trader, and this is exactly what I did, and I'm looking to get such a huge position, I'm not going to let a few percent miss, how do I say this? I'm not going to let a few percent cause me to miss out on a big trade opportunity, right? If I'm looking at a nice 10-15% bounce, I'm not going to let 2 to 1% shake me out of trade. Could we come back down there? We could, yes, to officially test 40,000. That lines up with a lot, actually. But now, with this current wick being put in place, we got to wait for these candle closes to be taken out. On the 4-hour time frame, we got to see weakness, right? We've just reclaimed the Kijun on the 4-hour time frame. So we could come down there. And if we do come down there, that'd be that'd be good information for us to watch for. But until we have some work to do now. The bulls and the bears have some work to do, because the bulls stepped in to buy 42K with conviction. Now the bears need to prove a point by ensuring that the bulls don't hold on to 49,000. That $49,000 level is really, really key. Okay, so going back to what we were talking about before, Ajesh asked about the Kijun. What were we talking about? We were talking about the Tenkin, right? We were talking about these key levels on the Tenkin. On the weekly time frame, we may come back to resist it. We may come back to retest it, but let me go ahead and just delete what I just drew. I think it was, yeah, there we go. Remember, guys, you gotta have something actionable to trade. You can't just put random bands underneath price and then keep adding more bands underneath price. You need to know when you are wrong, and you need for it to be as objective as possible to allow for your own human biases to come and get you wrecked. You are going to be the only reason you get wrecked. Always, 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 right? Especially when you have people out there on YouTube who are like facilitating that hopium. You got to be very careful. You got to be very freaking careful. So at the moment, as much as we would like for things to look all grand and all good, and by the way, there are a few things pointing to some hopium levels, we need to know that we have lost the trend on almost every freaking time frame from mid to the higher time frames, right? Almost every time frame. You cannot be bullish here, okay? Not on leverage. Cannot be mid time frame bullish, not in my opinion. Weekly Tenkin, we've lost it, all right? Yes, we held it, but we opened underneath it. To be safe, to be mango, for all intents and purposes, we've lost it. We've lost the weekly 21 EMA. Oh my God, it's coming right up over there now. It's like actually at confluence now, right? So we closed above the Tenkin, which is what we were looking for actually, right? But am I going to come here and say, guys, we were right. to the moon. No, what I'm going to tell you guys is, holy shit, we opened underneath, even though we closed above. Let's be careful, right? Because my job over here is to help you guys actually make money, right? Not just be right all the freaking time. God damn it, man. God damn it. But we're going to be different at Mango. Even if it's going to cost us a lot of subscribers, we're going to be different. We're going to try to actually help people. We had resistance. You don't want to be longing into this, guys. 21 EMA, 20 weekly Tenkin, weekly 21 EMA, bull market support bands. We're underneath it all, right? And please, for the love of God, don't change your Bitcoin chart to total market cap or some bullshit like that and say everything's okay, I'm going along. No. If you want to go long, exit your previous trade and then go long on a new thesis. Because that new thesis is going to have a new invalidation point. Your previous invalidation point, you were wrong on, okay? You were wrong on. So now, if you're going to go long, which is fine, it's a new trade. It's a new trade. So in what realm can we construct a long thesis? And that's actually sitting on this monthly level. And by the way, guys, this drawing over here is actually from all the way. I looked back into our live stream because I was like, man, this quickly line drawing that I have over here is nailed it. It freaking nailed it. Price actually came all the way down over here, retested our squiggly lines, and it's bouncing over here thus far, right? We drew this when we postulated the scenario where by the way, I'm going to switch to the monthly. We're looking at the monthly time frame over here. We postulated this when we failed to close above the zone over here, right? We are looking at around 58,000. We're looking for Bitcoin to close that monthly. The month of November, above 58,000. We failed to close it. And in fact, the prior month alone, we were postulating scenarios, putting forth scenarios on Bitcoin, failing to see its monthly push towards the upside above the horizontal. What would happen if we break it back into the zone? And we looked at this possibility where we come in and put up monthly higher low, a monthly higher low, putting in asymmetrical triangle, putting in a bull flag on the monthly time frame, and then the months to follow, we see a move into late, or rather mid 2021, going later into the year. Then we see that run, right? Then we see that run into 100,000. So we said, what if everyone's wrong? What if plan B is wrong, plan Benjamin is wrong, plan everyone is wrong, and we actually see a run later than people expect? And this would have been the scenario where we actually consolidate in a monthly structure and then move towards the upside. So with that, how do we make this actionable? Because the monthly is not actionable. And there are a couple of things that we can actually look for. Any questions though, before I go on? Tan says, that's amazing market experience, Sean. You know how I got this amazing market experience? By getting completely wrecked. And yeah, learning to be humble and knowing man, pain teaches you a lot in this market. And when there's people putting out nonsense, in my opinion, it's so easy to just forecast things, man. Like, to actually trade it, you need to have gone through pain, and you can kind of tell when people have not seen pain, in my opinion. You guys notice how I say in my opinion, just to safeguard. My worst trade ever, Alvaro. I did everything wrong. I went against all my rules. So my worst trade ever was when I've done some really, really stupid shit in the past where I've lost money, but I didn't know any better, right? I didn't know any better on those trades, and I did stupid shit. And those trades didn't really affect me as much as this particular trade. This particular trade, right? I knew what I had to do. I knew what the market was going to do. And I didn't do what I should have done. The market did exactly what I knew it was going to do. But for whatever reason, I did the worst things possible. The worst things possible. And when everything was said and done, I was just looking at my screen in absolute disbelief, shock, and thinking, what the F did I just do to myself? Why? How? What? How did I end up? I had to walk. I'm just thinking back to the scene. It was effing bad. I had to walk away from my computer. I had to walk out of the room. And I just sat on the cold floor for maybe 2 hours, just quiet. Just what? Like, it was an emotional experience that I'll never want to go through again, ever. And I think that was when I told myself, I'm never ever gonna feel like that again. Ever gonna feel like that again. And it was pretty bad. But hey, that was years ago, man. And as long as you learn, hold on to it long enough to learn from it. There's a lot of great things about crypto, a lot of great things about Bitcoin, about the Bitcoin market, but bull market support bands is not one of them. Jesus Christ. Oh, geez, guys, I worked out my chest today. I'm freaking catching. Jacob Katstov says, I lost $200,000 in Friday's dump. I'm still feeling that way, brother. That pain, man. That pain is what is kind of required to get humbled, right? And to know that. So Jacob, I'm not trying to call you out here, okay? I'm not trying to call you out here whatsoever, because now we've all been in the same boat. You've been through the same pain I've been through. You've been through the same pain Krisha has been through. But now that you're one of us, you've bled in the markets, I want you to think back to those moments of you are very confident, right? You are very confident on what has to happen, what should happen, right? And we were talking about how, hey man, things are possible. You gotta be careful. And I remember, I think you were on the live stream when I was talking about 42,000, and I think it was that stream where I'm not sure whether that was you or someone else, but someone was like, that's not possible. That's not possible. It's not gonna happen, right? And it can happen, right? And the markets will show you that things can happen, and then you feel the pain, you bleed like we all did, and then we're all on the same team, man. We're all mango now. Lost all my gains since 2017. Ouch, that hurts, man. But the future is bright now, because with that pain, you are now able to make that your armor, make that your shield, and you know when to call out bullshit in the future, and you know how to actually do it right now. Yeah, I think Julian remembers you as well. Ah, right. He's like, I yelled at Krisha about 20k not being possible. But yeah, I didn't think 41 Vic would happen. Don't worry, man. Krisha has gotten a lot of yelling. Krisha has been yelled at by the entire Cardano community, by the Chainlink community, and she's always been right. She's always been right. She called Chainlink to, do you guys remember when she called Chainlink $2? Let's go back in time. Let's have a fun stream, guys. Is Krisha here? Krisha's here, yeah. So Krisha called Chainlink $2 No, she called this move $1.30, I believe. Was this? Yeah, this was it. Yeah, she called this move, and she said $1.60 or something like that, a measured move, and we were covering Chainlink a lot back then. People did not like that, and yeah, it happened. It happened, right? Every time Kusha makes a call and people don't like it, that's a good indicator as well for it's likely gonna happen. Then other USDT, man, like from $3 all the way down to $1, Kusha called that. Kusha literally called that, and she got a lot of shit for that too, right? The thing is, Mango, right? Mango is one of the few communities that is bullish. Like, we are a bull. I would consider ourselves a bull community. We want to be bullish all the time. But when we see weakness in the market, we're going to call it out, and then we get shit for it, because YouTube is structured in a way where you got to pick a side and be like ultra bearish all the time or ultra bullish all the time, or you're going to get hate. Should I go on tilt? You should talk to your wife, man. You should. You'll be surprised how supportive people can be with people. People can be extremely, like, the people you love and the people who love you can be extremely surprising with their support, as long as you tell them in time. It's when the situation gets out of control and the lies start piling up on each other that things get bad. People don't mind you fucking up as much as they mind you lying to them for a very long time, because then it starts being then the questions turn into if he or she could have lied to me for so long, what else is he or she not telling me? I mean, I mess up all the time, man, but I'm just honest to Krisha about it. Ooh, I like that. Tan Swan Kai says, other channels, delusional perma bulls, Mango Research, hopeful bulls. Yeah. That's Mango. That's Mango. We're hopefully bullish, right? Bitcoin is about hope, and we're hopefully bullish. But when we see the weakness, we're going to call it out. Don't do it, man. Don't tilt. No 120x. I don't want to hear that shit. Okay, you guys want to do a cool exercise with me? Something I've been looking at. Some of you may just laugh at this idea, but I've been looking at certain things in regards to the fibs on. You guys know I'm not an expert with fibs whatsoever. I use them as a tool, the way I look at them, and I use them in unique ways. I could talk to you guys about it in a different video, but if you guys are down for an exercise, we can talk about something. What am I doing? Let's do 6-1. Do I think the bottom is in for Cardano? Well, the bottom needs to be in for the market, for it to be the bottom for Cardano. But do I have Cardano here? I should have Cardano here. This is not it. Okay, we can do a quick analysis on Cardano before we come back to Bitcoin and show you guys the cool little thing that I was looking at. Do you guys want to do that? I guess we could go here with charts. What music is this? I've not been listening to the music, man. Okay, I'm gonna turn. Can we guys get a vote on whether you guys want me to turn off the music? My headset is charging, so I've not been using it, but I guess I could. I'm surprised that wasn't even on my playlist. So Mock's vote counts for 5 votes, by the way, because I programmed him. So I get special voting rights. Yeah. Kisha can't hear the music? What? It's so loud. Okay. How's that? So you guys ready for a Cardano analysis? I got my cool army bandana on, my Donald Duck pajamas, ready to do this. You guys want to see my Donald Duck pajamas, by the way? There's a lot of history behind these pajamas. Kusha, you want to tell them the story about my Donald Duck pajamas? What are the plays? What plays are you talking about? It hasn't been watched in ages. Nah, man, I was never a Mickey Mouse fan. I did watch one of the Mickey Mouse cartoons when I was a kid. The Super Mouse. What was? I vaguely remember watching that a lot. But my favorite cartoons were Pink Panther, Adamant. Up to today, I wake up in the morning and I'm like, up, and Adamant. The Lion King, of course. Mighty Mouse. Yeah, there you go. That wasn't Mickey Mouse though, right? That was someone else. That was like a completely different mouse, correct? I haven't spotted anything exciting about Cardano, but we can talk about Cardano. I wanna use the washroom real quick though, guys. If you guys could spare me a washroom break, I would really appreciate it. Pink Panther, hell yeah, man, hell yeah, hell freaking yeah, Lucas. Yes, Ataman, Dastardly, and oh man, this guy, yeah. All right, you see, my bot needs to pee too. That's an indication that I really need to pee. Yeah, it's pee time, guys. It's pee time. Everyone, off to the pee room. Wow, really, Krisha? All I said was, hey, I'm hungry. That's all I said. Jeez. All right, I'm back. All right, so we're gonna be doing Cardano. Are you guys ready? Do we still have everyone here? Ooh, Sean, how's it going, my man? How's it going? Been a while. Was busy. What? You got married? Holy shit! Congratulations, man. Congratulations! Wow, Jesus. You gotta send pictures in the Mango C chat, man. You can't not. It's illegal. Hey, Mike Robles. Welcome to the Mango Grove. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. He's doing the 100. I'm back, man. I'm back, and I'm ready to do this. How long have we been streaming? Because we've talked. Oh my God, we've been streaming for an hour and a half, and we've talked about nothing but bull markets about bats. Rob Flahetti says, one of the last Harmony 1 videos updates I saw from you stated that if Harmony stays about 21 cents, I think it was, for monthly close, we can look at Harmony. Remind me towards the end of the stream. We can take a quick look at it. Oh, did you send pictures to see chat? Damn, I missed it, man. I'm sorry. Oh, he just sent it. I see. That makes more sense. Octa says, Cardano, buy or sell? We're about to talk about Cardano, man. But you'll have to make your own decision as to whether you buy or sell after we cover the asset. Okay. So, we're now going to be covering Cardano. I haven't really looked at the chart since the weekly open myself, so I'll be taking a fresh look at the chart with you guys. We're going to start with the dashboard like we usually do. You can find it at app.mangoresearch.co, and by the way, some really cool updates will be coming very soon. Currently going through some beta testing, so stay tuned for those updates. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and filter out Cardano right over here, and we can see that Cardano has flipped short 3.5 days ago, up 10% if you did take that short trade, and against Bitcoin flipped as well 3.5 days ago, and at the moment it is underperforming against Bitcoin, right? The fact that you are short you're short on the Bitcoin pairing, and Cardano is giving you a profit, that essentially, or rather your short rate is giving you a profit, it means that Bitcoin currently is outperforming Cardano. So sign of weakness over there on the daily time frame. Let's go ahead and look at the 2-day now. The 2-day is also indicating short on both pairings, USD and Bitcoin. Flipped 2 weeks ago though, so you're up 25% on the USD pairing and 13% on the Bitcoin pairing. Let's take a look at the 4-day. The 4-day flipped. The 4-day has been in a downtrend, essentially, has flipped short 63 days ago against Bitcoin and and this sits in line with what we've been discussing over here for a while, right? While the rest of the assets in the market have been showing strength against Bitcoin, Cardano has been in a very long-term downtrend against Bitcoin. It's been really showing weakness, which is one of the reasons why we have been, well, bearish on Cardano, right? We've not been looking to take any bull trades on Cardano, even though it's been one of our favorite assets to trade throughout the year. Most recently, though, it's not been doing well. We saw the weakness in the charts, stayed away from it, and we've been rewarded for it. Now, however, Cardano's begun to look really interesting at these levels, and I'm going to show you guys why on the charts very soon. Just bear with me. I want to go ahead and take a look at the weekly. The weekly, again, is still short 2 months ago against the Bitcoin pairing, and 2 weeks ago against the USD pairing. So with that, now we can go ahead and switch on over to the weekly chart, and I think you guys should see it. Yeah, you guys can see my weekly chart over here now. Cardano USD on the weekly time frame, we're looking at a bare bone chart over here. Nothing drawn on it whatsoever. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the weekly mango dynamic, because that's essentially what gave us our initial guidance as to whether or not we should be long Cardano or not, whether we want to keep accumulating or not, right? On the weekly dynamic, we've essentially been bullish as long as we are above above the weekly dynamic, right? If your price is above and the weekly dynamic is green, stay long. As simple as that. And it has been a really profitable trading strategy. Each time you come down, it has been a good accumulation strategy. It was around this time, actually, Kusha even sent out a email to all of you guys saying that, hey, Cardano is coming down onto weekly support, yes, but this could be a really good buy opportunity. And what do you know, it actually moved a good 200% since then. This, when you just sit back and look at the chart over here, it doesn't look like it moved much, right? But this is the weekly time frame, and you guys can catch some really good moves on the weekly time frame. And that was a 200% move, guys. Okay, it went from $1 to almost $3 there, right? Around $2.50, but then eventually it did get to almost $3. So 3x over there. However, when you looked at the holistic picture, okay, of what was going on over here, and when I say holistic, I'm talking about all of the market. And that's what we were doing for Cardano even during this period. We were doing the same thing. It's not like we cherry picked our zones. We never do that. During this zone over here, guys, okay, we were seeing weakness on Bitcoin while Cardano was showing strength. We were seeing weakness in Ethereum and Cardano was showing strength. So Bitcoin dumped, Ethereum would dump too, but Cardano was doing well during those periods. We like that. Okay, we see strength at Mango, we'd like to buy strength. Cardano was one of those coins that was showing strength when the market was showing weakness. And look how well it did for us. So you combine those two factors that, hey, it's above the dynamic, it's green, market is showing weakness, Cardano is showing strength. I want to long this asset. It's a Mango trend trade, right? Holistic picture. Did we see that over here? No. Yes, it was above the dynamic. Yes, it was green. But while coins like Avalanche, Solana, Luna were all doing well, Cardano was showing weakness. Now, is that reason to go bearish on it and short it? No, that's not reason to go bearish and short it, because it could have bounced at any moment and start showing strength. You don't want to be running in front of a train. But at the same time, even if you're a Cardano fan, even if you're a Cardano supporter, your market, your account can be allocated a lot more efficiently in the market, right? You can come back and buy Cardano when it does show strength, or you can come back and buy at key support levels that are a lot more likely to get picked up. And we weren't seeing that over here at these levels. Okay, not at the time. Every candle is closing red, showing weakness, being sold into. And the moment we did see some strength right over here, it was sold into yet again, right? We looked at this pump live stream actually, and we're like, okay, cool, things are looking good, but we want to see Cardano actually close above this dot over here. You guys, I'm going to zoom in for you guys. Okay, you see that dot over there? We're looking for Cardano to close above it. It didn't close above it. Soon as we saw that, we're like, all right, cool, we got to wait some more. But the very following week, we lost the weekly dynamic. Jesus, we lost the weekly dynamic after a very long time of holding it and holding and holding it. Let me remove all my drawings. Lost it we've been holding it ever since around it was 1 year, 16th of November 2020. So we held it for 1 year, okay, and we then lost it on the it was 15th of November-ish, right? So 16th of November 2020, reclaimed it. 1 year later, 15th of November, we lost it. So that was a sign. Okay, the trend was essentially broken. The trend of holding the dynamic and bouncing off it was broken, and we got the initial signs on this candle over here. And someone on the live stream said something really interesting. He said Cardano led the market during the bull market, and now it seems like it's leading the market during the bear market. Could Cardano be the indication that the market is going to have a big dump? It's what he said. And if you are here in the chat, man, let me know who you are, because that was good foresight. Good freaking call. Good freaking call. So Cardano broke down, lost the weekly dynamic. Soon after, the rest of the market dumped as well. We said that if Cardano lost the weekly dynamic, we spotted something interesting. Okay, because over here too, guys, it lost the weekly dynamic. What did it do though? It did not capitulate entirely, right? You'd expect it to go much deeper and start a downtrend. Did it do that? No, it didn't. In fact, it accumulated. But what did it accumulate upon? Well, it was actually a monthly level and the bi-weekly dynamic as well. Okay, so that zone over there was this zone over here. Okay, so yes, we lost the weekly dynamic, but we came down on the bi-weekly dynamic, which has been holding and holding and holding. So all these levels, guys, were actually bi-weekly dynamic levels, and you're like, huh, if we lose the weekly dynamic again, I'll be expecting for us to come all the way down to the bi-weekly dynamic. And some people in the chat said, no, Sean, that's not going to happen. That's too far down. And I was like, why? Why? It could come all the way down to $1.05 actually. At the very least, I was looking for it to test $1.33, all right? Said over and over again. It almost came down to $1, came to the mid of the Mango Dynamic zone over here, but closed above the top of the Mango Dynamic. This is beautiful, man. It shows us that Cardano is respecting these key levels. The fact that the market closed above and is respecting it today is a sign that, hey, we should respect we should respect these levels. Okay, so even if you guys don't have access to the Mango Dynamic at the moment, the Mango Dynamic zones are coming in at $1.33 to the upside and $1.10 to the bottom, okay, to the downside. So as long as Cardano is holding these levels, you can't be short here, regardless of whether the trend is down or not. At this point, you don't want to be short. Being short over here was fine, okay? Hell, you could have been short even somewhere around here, okay, if you were super aggressive. But over here, I would not be short. If we lose Cardano's Mango Dynamic bi-weekly level, then you can look for a short opportunity. But over here, this is actually a buy opportunity, okay? If you want to accumulate Cardano, this is the time to be doing so. If we switch out to the monthly level, you guys are going to see that this is a monthly support level as well, okay? In fact, we have come and wicked off the major monthly support level at $1.20. So I would not be looking to be selling over here. If we do close a monthly level underneath $1.20, that's when, let's say $1.17, that's when you can say, okay, you know what, I think this is coming down further. But I think at the very least, Cardano puts in a lower high over here. Now, if that ends up being a lower high and we actually see the bears sell into this and we come down further, then we are at risk of putting in a massive head and shoulders, okay? We can postulate that theory, postulate that scenario. If we break down, we could see those levels that some people talked about, 20 cents. But again, that's too far ahead, too far in the future, nowhere close. Let's talk about the most immediate moves ahead of us, which is I'm looking for a potential bounce of these levels, okay? That's Cardano for me. On the monthly, on the bi-weekly, things aren't, this is not the time to be grim, okay? This is not the time to be bearish on Cardano. The time to have been bearish was when we were bearish. I'm not bearish on Cardano anymore. I cannot be bearish, not on bi-weekly and monthly support. Similar to Bitcoin, could not be bearish on the 2-day 200 moving average while everybody else was panicking. The time to have been bearish was just, we got the signs, right? Lost the 2-day dynamic on Bitcoin. On Cardano, it was the weekly dynamic. And again, you guys are probably using your own indicators and your own structural levels, but the signs were there nonetheless. So let's go ahead and look at the lower time frames before we wrap up this analysis on Cardano. Coming up, pushing up a little bit over here, but seeing resistance of these levels right over here, I believe. Yeah, selling into the $1.50 zone. If we do clear this level towards the upside, I think we come and test $1.70 actually. So again, if we do clear it, though, we need to close a daily candle above $1.50. Likely going to test $1.70. Let's turn on the Ichimoku Tenkin resistance already tested over there at $1.70, $1.57 coming in. Where's the 21 EMA? Probably all the way up there. Yeah, let's turn on daily dynamic. I think we test the daily dynamic at $1.66 only if we can clear the daily op line at $1.50. So yeah, $1.50 is the key level now for at least the short term that Cardano needs to clear towards the upside. Let's go ahead and look at the oscillators on the weekly and move downwards. Is this too far away? Could be potentially too far away. Could make an argument for this. Did I do it? Yeah. Yeah, you could say bullish divergence, but we need to confirm this as a low to begin with, right? If we do confirm this as a low, then this could actually make a move all the way up to $2. So if we put in a confirmed low somewhere around here by first putting in a high, a high on the following week, I think we could test $1.80 to $1.95 just on the bullish divergence play, right? The structural horizontal right over here. Let's look at the daily. Is there anything else to back that up? And yeah, actually bullish divergence being put in place over here on the daily time frame too. Stochastic swinging towards the upside, pretty bottom day on the daily, the 2-day time frame. Let's go ahead and take a look at that, swinging towards the upside. Double bottom on RSI, not seeing that on price. This could have a bounce soon. So bi-weekly dynamic support, monthly dynamic support, bullish divergence on the weekly, not confirmed just yet. Daily as well, 2-day. So all of that being put together, I would not want to be short Cardano over here. I would be looking to take profits on my short and looking to possibly build a long-term position of that weekly, bi-weekly levels and the monthly level. So yeah, guys, that is Cardano. This is not the time to be short Cardano. The time to have been short Cardano was when I freaking said, stay away from Cardano for now. This is when you be a buyer, guys. This is when we come in with our buy force and we help the Cardano bull market continue along, right? So that's Cardano, guys. Don't be short. Not the time to be fearful either, but remember, invalidation points need to be set in. You can always be wrong on your trades. Bull market support bands will take you only so far, right? Be Mango, trade it the Mango way, stress-free way, invalidation points, the risk managed way. Any questions on Cardano? Martin says, thanks a lot. Hey, you're very, very welcome, man. Very welcome. I thought it was imperative to cover Cardano because the time when Cardano needed, when people needed to be bearish on Cardano, they weren't being bearish on Cardano, and now it's not the time to be bearish on Cardano. And a lot of people are being bearish on Cardano. People are PMing me and saying, hey, Sean, I'm thinking of selling all of my Cardano over here and looking to buy all the way back at 50 cents, 20 cents, arbitrary numbers I'm sure they're coming up with, mostly because they are scared. No, the time to have been scared was here, right? Here, right? Because you would have saved your account a good 50% drop. The sign was there. Vic says, epic review of Cardano. Hey, if you did enjoy the review, make sure to hit the like, make sure to hit the subscribe. If you guys show that you guys do enjoy these Cardano analysis videos by indicating with the like button, it'll go a long way, and I'm likely to do more Cardano videos for you guys. We can take a look at what's going on in the lower time frames as well with Cardano, because people are likely looking to trade off the structure over here that is being put in place. Again, we have resistance coming in at $1.50 derived from the higher level time frames. The 4-hour time frame now coming in and testing those levels, seeing some resistance over there. We can look for clues on the oscillators, and we can see actually if there was bullish divergence that already did play out right between this point and this point. Now the question is, are we putting in any bearish divergence? And I wouldn't really say so, right? This does look like, honestly, technically a lot of traders are going to come in and say, hey Sean, technically this is not bearish divergence, but the way I like to look at it, the fact that the RSI has extended so far while price has not, I would look for some resistance over here, which technically we are already seeing, right? We are seeing that resistance over here, so you could say that is played out. Okay, here's a quick tip for you guys that you guys can use in your trading, especially your short-term trading, whether it be Cardano, whether it be Bitcoin, whether it be Ethereum. Don't get too nitpicky with your bearish and bullish divergence plays, right? Don't look at those printouts that you find on Google. Don't trade with those and be like, hey, this is not technically bullish bearish divergence. Try to understand what's really going on over here. When you're using your relative strength index, your stochastics, your stoch or RSIs, whatever you're using, try to understand what's really going on. Over here, we're seeing the RSI put in low, high, low, high, low, high, right? Okay, that's all well and good. When does it turn into bearish divergence? When the RSIs are putting in a downtrend, but price is putting in an uptrend. That's your bearish divergence. But it's the strength of what is going on that really is important, right? If you see the RSI match price, but the extension of the RSI is far more than the extension of price, because look at what's happened over here. Price has not put in as big of a high as the RSI has put in, right? Compared to the highs on the RSI, right? The relative high. Look at the relative highs, and I would say that, hey, this was screaming for resistance. But again, that's all lower time frame stuff. On the lower time frames, we will see resistance being put in place every time we put in those lower highs on the daily time frame, etc., etc. Because on the monthly time frame, you have to keep in mind we are still hunting for that higher low. It's still hunting for that higher low on the monthly time frame. Okay. The question is though, if we put in a monthly high low here, does that lower high get set in right over here for Cardano at around $2.55? And if we do put in that monthly lower high over here, that could be very, very ugly, guys, because we could come down, test these wick lows over here, putting in a potential structural head and shoulders top. Okay, if we put in a head and shoulders top on Cardano over here, this could get very, very, very ugly. I'll be looking for Cardano to come at least down to around 33 cents. But eventually, possibly all the way down to 15 cents. This would be an indication of a potential capitulation bear market yet to come, not just on Cardano, but on Bitcoin. If Cardano puts something in like this, Bitcoin is likely coming down to $14,000. So, yeah, you guys heard it here. Vic says, by the way, Sean, when you do trade alts, do you ever compare them versus Ethereum, or only versus the king, Bitcoin? I don't understand your question, Vic. Smart contracts like DOR, you mean DOT? I think you mean DOT. Cardano, Sol 1, they seem to cycle versus Bitcoin as well as versus Ethereum. Yes. They will cycle versus Ethereum too, because taking trades on Cardano, Solana, Avalanche, DOT are considered higher beta trades on Ethereum. Okay, when you switch into, so Bitcoin dominance is the first like juncture, right? Look at Bitcoin dominance, then you're like, okay, what am I going to trade? Am I going to trade all coins aggressively, or am I going to, like, that's the real question, right? It's not whether you're going to trade Bitcoin aggressively or altcoins aggressively. Is going to be more so, should I even trade altcoins, or should I just be in Bitcoin and trade Bitcoin? Once you determine that you want to trade altcoins aggressively, you then ask yourself whether you want to be in the pseudo altcoin, the king of the altcoins, which is Ethereum, right? Ethereum is the king of the altcoins. So at that point, you ask yourself, hey, am I just better off trading Ethereum, right? Because the further out you go on these altcoins, the further out the risk curve you're going, right? So it's Bitcoin, the least of the riskiest assets, and then Ethereum, and then you start going further out. But you have to ask yourself, am I just better off just trading altcoins if Bitcoin dominance looks like crap? Sorry, am I just better off trading Ethereum if Bitcoin dominance looks like crap? And at that point, you could look at Ethereum dominance, right? If Ethereum dominance is just looking good, and just trade Ethereum, right? It's about risk. You start with risk first, and if you're getting better returns with a less risky asset, that's your trade. Cardano smart contracts will never work, says Buster Wolf. Hey man, don't say that. You get the Cardano army coming right at you. Sick him, boys, sick him. Alright, now we're going to be doing some long-term analysis on Bitcoin. Alright guys, we're going to be using our magic Fibonacci levels, these magic numbers. Very few people know what they mean, but people trade them anyways. Just like them bull market support bands. Okay. Let's draw some bull market support bands. Oops. Wait, we got it. Yeah, there you go. And then when the market loses those levels, what do you do? What do you do? Draw another band. It's all A-okay. Okay. All jokes aside though. All jokes aside, and I'm gonna need your help with this, guys. I'm gonna need your help. All right. Okay. Now I'm gonna Okay. This is how I like to trade. Okay. Actionable, objective levels that you can use to tell yourself you're wrong. Okay. As soon as things start getting a little bit more subjective, you gotta start questioning whether it can be actionable in your leverage trades, especially on your leverage trades. Okay. People cannot afford or risk not being as clear-headed and objective as possible on their leverage trades, because the market will not give you the time to think much. You will lose your account. All right, you will. You effing will. So I'm not going to tolerate that shit at Mango, guys. No excuses. No freaking excuses. Okay, that being said, BLX 7171, let's go. I'm going to do an exercise with you guys. We're going to be using our fibs, okay? And I want you guys to think about what exactly are the key levels that people look for on their Fibonacci levels, and what really, why are they important? Let's think about it psychologically, right? Let's say you're looking at price sitting at somewhere around here, okay? We're drawing some random price movement where price gets all the way here. From here, okay, from here to here, price gets from point A to point B. Okay, if price gets from point A to point B, and I want you guys to follow along with me on this, okay, think about this. Price gets from point A to point B, and that's essentially 100% of its move, right, from point A to point B. If it starts coming down now, at what point would you say that, hey, this is not looking good? Okay, let's say it comes down only this much. Let's say it comes down only up to this area over here. Would you say, hey, it's not looking good? No, it's just a normal retracement, right? It just retraced a bit, and the price is likely going to go back up here and make a new high if you're bullish, okay? But what if it comes down to this point? Are you concerned? Maybe. Why? Because it's essentially come down maybe around half or maybe more than half of the move it's made from point A to point B, right? Yeah, so the way I've drawn at the moment, it's come down more than half, okay? So what are we looking at? It's come down more than 50% of its level, okay? So it's retraced more than 50%. What if it comes down all the way down here? What does that mean, guys? It essentially means it's retraced 100% of its move, right? So if we use our drawing tool, simple ruler, we can essentially say that, hey, from A to B, yes, price has moved from A to B, but it's retraced 100% of its move. Okay, I don't like the fact that it retraced 50% of its move. What I did like was when it retraced up to around here, right, this area over here. So what would you guys say that is? What would you guys say that is? Slightly above 50%, correct? Slightly above 50%. 60%? 62%? 65%? Somewhere around there, right? So now if we go ahead and do our Fibonacci retracement tool, well, what do you know? That is the golden pocket area. That is the 618 level. That is the 0.65 level. I'm a Fibonacci genius. No, it is just freaking human behavior. It's what we feel comfortable with. Price has retraced a bit, right? That's what we want. Price to retrace a bit. If it retraces all the way down to the 50% level, which was over here, right? That would be concerning but passable. But if it retraces more than that, we're a bit concerned. We're like, shit, it retraced more than half of it. If it retraces all the way down here, it's come down to the Fibonacci retracement. It's essentially retrace its entire move. So that's how you play the psychology of what's going on with price action with your fibs. That's what it's really trying to tell you. Do you guys understand? Give me a yes if you guys understand. Come on, chat. Any questions on this? You guys got a crash course on Fibonacci. And hit the like if you guys understand. One more time, says Belwiz. We'll be going through an example now of using the similar technique on Bitcoin and how we can use it to kind of gauge whether Bitcoin is still in a bull market or a bear market. This very simple concept, okay, that I showed you guys. This very simple concept. You guys can now have your own plan Plan Z, okay? We go from plan B to plan Z. Plan Zenjamin, guys. Okay, you guys are going to be using your brains. Very, very simple. You don't need any bull market support band or any of that nonsense. You guys don't need any Gaussian channels or any of that freaking logarithmic curves. You guys don't need anything fancy. Keep it simple. Keep it mango. All right. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to do the same thing. Price has gone up all the way from point A. Again, now forget all the theoretical correct ways to be trading Fibonacci, all right? Forget all of that. We're going to be using these tools to our advantage as simple human beings, as mango human beings. We're not fancy over here, okay? Price has gone from point A to point B. We're going to, oops, that's not what I meant to do. We're going to mark out point A to point B, right? Then we dump. We dump all the way down here. We're like, oh shit. Oh, effing shit. What do I do, man? What do I do? Is it over? Is it over? I gotta call my uncle. He trades the markets on Wall Street. I gotta ask him, is it all okay? I'm gonna go on YouTube, Plan Zenjamin, and find out. Plan Zenjamin. It's not showing me. Oh shit, this is not YouTube. This is not YouTube. What is this? What is this? Okay, no, you don't need to do that, man. Just calm down. Keep it mango. Okay. What you're going to do is what I just taught you. I'm going to mark up. Actually, I'm doing this for the first time with you guys. Because if this doesn't work, it's going to be pretty embarrassing. But, because you guys know how I like to trade. Those of you who have been following for a while. What you're going to do is you guys are going to draw out mark out your top. Okay. Mark out your most recent top, your cyclical top. Okay. And over here, it was sitting at freaking $35. Holy shit. Holy shit, Bitcoin was at $35, man. What were you guys doing? I was wasting my life at school. Like, okay, anyways. Then we come down to this low that we dumped on, okay? So we're like, oh, shit, man. Shit. Remember what we just talked about? We don't want Bitcoin, or we don't want our asset dumping more than this level over here, which was around higher than the 50% level, right? It was a little bit higher than the 50% level. That's 60% level, which is essentially your 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level, right? You multiply these numbers by 100. Each of these numbers over here that you see on the side, multiply them by 100. That's your percent retracement. So price broke that. So right over here, in fact, if you're sitting all the way over here, by the way, at this point over here, you're thinking, damn, that's your level. That's your level that price needs to come back above for you to get bullish again. Okay. Let's say though that you wanted to know about this retracement technique way before you're sitting in this pain zone over here. Okay. Let's say none of this had happened and you're only sitting over here. Let's do the same thing. Okay, we'll take it from there to here. Damn, even at that point, price was living underneath the retracement area of 0.65 to 0.616, right? Price retraced a lot from the high to your current low, And we're 3 months now into price action. So you're like, damn, like until price gets back above that level, right? That pink zone I have marked over here, guys, I'm not going to get bullish. Keep it simple. I'm talking about leverage trades. Okay, I'm not talking about the Bitcoin that you lock away and put in your cold storage. I'm talking about your leverage trades to actually trade like a proper trader and none of that bull market support band bullshit. Okay, so that was it at this area. Okay, now as price went lower and lower and kept putting a new low, you can see that the 0.615 to 0.618 band, Jesus, stuck in my head now, zone is dynamically moving with you, correct? So now your new area, before you get bullish with leverage long trades that you just hold on to, right? Price needs to come back above there. So you keep moving that now, you keep moving that level until you find a new low. Price does not put a new low. It does not put a new low. In fact, price starts inching up to your 0.65 zone, to your 65% retracement. Whoa, price is now right at it. Price broke above it and closed above it, and boom, 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 you have your new bull market. Okay. Where do we go up to? All the way up to the 1.618 retracement level. Okay, cool. So now we can do the same thing. Okay. What tool is this? This is a simple tool, man. Simple tool. Okay, so now we have another high, and people are worried. Oh shit. Okay, what do? We've essentially come down from here all the way down to here. Same thing, guys. Same thing. Okay, we've retraced and closed underneath our 65% level. Okay. It's not until we broke above it that we had the big impulsive move, where we actually go up until around slightly more than the 1.618 level actually. So again, what am I doing here? I'm literally marking out the high, marking out our most recent low, our relevant low, and saying, has price retraced more than 60% of the current high? And if so, I don't want to be bullish until it retakes that level. Okay, very, very simple. Okay, cool. So it broke it, got long, boom. All right, let's do it again. So at this point, we come down here, and let's say you mark out only on the second month. Okay, you're getting very aggressive with this technique. You marked on the second month, and you can see that we closed right underneath it. On the first month alone, we retraced 65%. Then we resisted it on the next month and then closed again, close underneath it. Okay, did we put in a new low? No, we did not. So you keep that there. Now we put in a new low 2 months later, and now you have a new 65% retracement zone. Then you keep going, you keep going, you keep going. We keep resisting it. We keep resisting it. We put in a new low, and we go lower. Okay, and then again that level now stays static until you put in a new low. But we did not put in a new low. We did not put in a new low. Price keeps inching above. Ooh, what do you know? Broke above it, bull effing market. What do you know? No bull market support band needed here, guys. All right, let's try it over here now. 20,000. All the way down to this level here. You guys seeing where I'm going with this? All right, so again, same story, guys, same freaking story. Retrace from here all the way down to this low. We closed underneath. Okay, so first we can actually use the previous candle. You can see that literally within the first two candles we closed underneath. Then we put in a new low, still underneath, stayed underneath it for the entirety of this bear market. Put in a new low, lost that new low, dumped, put in a new low, mark out the low. Ooh. Came and retested it on the rally, closed above it, lost it. 2 months later, bear market started again. Okay, can actually mark out that as the end, essentially, right? Because we went to another bear market right after that. But if you want, because we didn't actually put in another low after that, we never came back down there technically. Okay. Well, yes, exactly. That's what I'm trying to prove over here, Winnie. Like, people are, you need something more objective and easy, right? Once you start adding subjectivity, and a lot of Fibonacci traders add too much subjectivity to their trades, so that's why I like zooming out. Or rather, I like using my Fib tools only on the higher time frames, because it doesn't allow me for too much fluctuation on where I set my Fib levels, right? Like, the low on the monthly is going to be set in only a few times. Like, so I'm going to keep, you're not going to have too many monthly lows. You can use the same thing here. So keep in mind that over here, this is not low, right? Where's our low? A high is here, a low is here. And what do you know? No, I'm literally saying, Kevin, do not use this on the lower time frames, man. Do not use it on the lower time frames, because you're going to make it too subjective for yourself by trying to pick out your lows and your highs. Because you're gonna have fibs all over the place. One of the reasons I don't do Fibonacci levels for you guys too often is because I want you guys to remain as objective as possible. You can't take a new high into account because you don't have your new low, correct? Now, if you put in a new low, you can take that high into account. That's how I like to use it, Balvis. So we can see that when we mark out a high and mark out a low, okay, and we retrace, do a bearish retracement from our last high at 67,000 all the way down to our low at 29,000, you're going to see that price is respecting, at the moment at least, okay, with 24 days left before this monthly candle can close, but at the moment at least we're closing above that 65% retracement level. So that's a good sign, right? Like, we talked about the psychology of this. Like, you're going from point A to point B. Okay, where would you feel uncomfortable? If price comes here, which is the 50% level, and very uncomfortable if price breaks. But you'd feel comfortable if price is somewhere here, right? That's essentially your 60% level, right? So you're like, okay, you know what? I'm okay if price retraces 60%, but 50%, no, that's too much. When I say 60%, by the way, I'm talking about from the bottom to the up, bottom to the upside. So essentially, I wanted to hold. This is the logic. I wanted to hold 60% of its move, right? I wanted to hold 60% of its move. I don't want it giving up 50% of its move. So Eagle 5 Fox 20, you literally miss the entirety of the beginning of the analysis, which essentially is very, very close to what you just said. But you got to come in here, be cocky, and disagree with someone who Jesus Christ, man. But hey, as long as you feel good about yourself online, I mean, you can see my fib levels, my fib settings. There you go. Screenshot it, because I'm wrapping up the stream now, guys. My bib settings. Or a quick update on Luna. We did talk about a really, really nice trade opportunity in the seed chat. So if you guys were in the seed chat, that was a trade that you guys can look out for even on your other assets. So essentially, when you see a structure like this, right, especially on the 1-hour dynamic play, you see something like this, right? We talked about how if we do lose this low right over here, okay, we lose this low right over here, we're likely going to come and test the 4-hour dynamic level, right? And that was essentially somewhere around here. You guys can see we came and tested perfectly and bounced right to the upside, and that's essentially the play that we drew. So we it's amazing how it played out so perfectly. But this is classic, right? So you put in a trade like this, a structure like this. When price does come down to break the low, it doesn't really just by the way, break down immediately, right? People expect that because it's like an M-like formation, but instead what price does is it breaks the low, comes back up, draws in more liquidity for those short sells, chops a little bit, breaks down, right? Tests the next time frame. So this is the 1-hour time frame where this was put in. And you come down to the 4-hour time frame level now. You have 4-hour support over here, right? Test the 4-hour support, accumulate maybe, and now you're looking for this to hold, okay, for a bullish thesis to remain, and then break towards the upside, right? That's essentially what we saw happening, right? Let's go ahead and remove our drawings. Lost the 1 hour, took out the low, came down to where? 4-hour support and bounced. Cheers, guys. I'm really, really exhausted. I haven't eaten today, so I'm gonna go grab some food. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Stream's already been 2 hours and 2.5 hours long, actually. Cheers, Jesh. Thanks for another bucket of lessons, says Philippe. You're very welcome, bud. Cheers, man. Cheers. So with that, guys, trade the mango way, trade the easy way, trade the stress way, and ciao. We'll cover one and the rest of the coins tomorrow. Philippe says, I could have as well skipped university and learned way more here. Yeah, man, like Mango's gonna be a university, especially Seed. I'm gonna turn it into like you learn everything at Seed, everything. Massive shout outs to Julian, Chauvin for being the ref. Julian, Chauvin, Philippe, Winnie. In fact, everyone over here are regulars, man. Like everyone over here are regulars. So thank you to all of you, Vic as well. Except Mock's here only whenever I program him to come on. The other times I set him to tasks, you know. Like kind of like a Roomba. Sometimes, you know, this clashes with your schedule. Yeah, man, Mango diplomas. That sounds like a good idea. You're right, I can still thank him. Cleaning. Yes, you can learn DVD. Yes, you can. It's encouraged. Teaches you how to trade. Alright, guys. Really got to run though. Was a blast today. Was a freaking blast. I'll see you guys in the next stream. Do it the Mango way. Do it the easy way. Do the